So what's up, guys? I am Quentin Lewis, founder of Produce for Yourself, co-founder of Urban Eden. In today's video, we are going to give you a total behind the scenes breakdown of just my journey of growing Urban Eden. And this is not going to be the story of just kind of like giving you like a picture of like what we were doing and stuff like that. I'm going to give you the behind the scenes of the numbers and like how we grew, and I'm going to go year by year, and I'm gonna kind of explain just kind of like the breakdown of like, year one, this is what the revenue that we did, and this is the amount of orders that we did, and this is what happened, this is what we're doing. And then the next year, this is what we did, and this is what we did to grow there. So I'm just going to kind of like give you guys like that type of peek into like what has been happening. I think for me, I struggled to do a video like this at first just because I'm humble, and I'm almost humble to a fault, you know what I'm saying? And one of the things about it is that I think it's important for me to show this. And the reason why is because I gotta think for myself how many people it can help. Because for me, like even when at the beginning of my journey, I would hear stories about others, having success in on with their online business, and hearing the numbers of them doing $10,000 a month, 20, $50,000, like stuff like that. And I just thought I would never hit that. Like I would hear it and I was just like, man, like how is this even happening? And you probably thought the same thing. So I think by hearing the stories of how people were growing, and kind of like just seeing it, honestly, like seeing it, like being on calls with people who were doing really well, like I think that motivated me. So I think I would be doing the people a disservice if I didn't show it and I didn't like break down. And this is not to like flex or to do any of that. I think it's just really to just show you the possibilities of like what could happen if you do a lot of the principles that I talk about on the podcast, if you do a lot of the principles that I talk about just in my regular videos, that this is what could happen. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got different products, you got different offerings. Success is measured by a lot of things. Money isn't like the only thing that makes you successful. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I generated my first dollar as an entrepreneur, I knew that I was successful then. Like, so I just kind of wanted to show you all, you know, what's been happening. And, before I get to the first year, I just want to kind of give you like a little bit of backstory as to like how I came to the revelation to show you all this. Because I remember one time I did a talk at a summit, and one of my friends was there. His name was Tori, and he was one of the few individuals that kind of knew what Urban Eden was doing numbers wise. And he was like, I was, explaining the story of, how I like started in business and all of that. And he was just like, yo, give them the numbers. He was like, show them the numbers. And I was kind of nervous because I don't know, like I have like this thing in me where I feel like it comes off like douchey or like whatever, but I need to get that out of my head, man. And like just really walk in the confidence and just, and really, and stop doing that. I'm holding back information from people that can really benefit. And that day when I really broke down the numbers of how we grew, it really like unlocked a lot. It unlocked a lot for people. That's what I'm trying to say, is that it unlocked a whole lot of things for a lot of people, because they were able to see and hear like this is a person that is from amongst us, a peer of us, same age or whatnot, and living in the same area or whatnot. And this is what he's doing. This is the success that he's seeing. So I think really what it does is just, it really is going to just help others. And then it's also it's helping me as well, because I want to help people. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about helping people. So let me shut up and let me get to the meat of everything that we're trying to talk about today. And let's get to year one of Urban Eden. All right, so year one of Urban Eden. So here is year one of Urban Eden. So this is January 1st, 2016, all the way to December 31st, 2016. And we actually officially started the business January 1st, 2016. So we had like a little bit of sales in 2015, not a lot, just in the fourth quarter. I think we had like 27 orders, and it was very small. It's like $1,000 or whatnot. It wasn't anything too big. So I like to officially say that we started our business January 1st, 2016. So as you can see, just to get right to it, first year we did $15,725.14. And you'll see that in our online, our point of sale was $8,400, and then our online store was $7,000. So what does that mean? That means that our in-person sales outperformed our online sales. So this is at the beginning, y'all. This is the very beginning when we had no online. We really didn't have an online presence. We didn't have a following. We didn't have anything. This is 2016. We were just beginning. Taryn actually learned how to make soap at the end of 2014, going into 2015. She learned how to make soap. She started to post it, and we were selling to people just around us throughout the whole year of 2015, very sporadically, just kind of like hustler. Like she was just making very, very small batches, just kind of testing it out, using it ourselves. Nothing really serious. You'll see that our average order value was $17 at that point. We were selling like 2 bars to people, 3 bars, nothing crazy. You'll see that we had 900 orders. And like I said, most of those, more than half of those sales came in person. And in 2016, I'll tell you that we actually did the farmer's market. And I actually have images that I'll pull up. We did the farmer's market. The farmer's market, we basically would sell at different locations in Atlanta, like Ponce City Market, if you're familiar with the Atlanta area, Grant Park, Decatur's farmer's markets, where you set up with a tent, you have a table, and you have your products right there. So that's how we did our sales at first. And the thing about it is that we would collect data. We was always making sure that we were collecting data. We would be at that market, and every time someone purchased, we would make sure to get their name, their email, their phone number, some type of information. We would make sure to get it. So we were very diligent on doing that. In this year also, this is also my last year of my other business. I had another business at this time, a landscaping business, so I was full-time with that. So really, I was kind of part-time with this business, and Taryn was kind of full-time with this. I was able to hold it down with my other business. I think my other business, we almost generated 6 figures that year. So I was holding it down with my other business that year. Let me come down so you guys can kind of see. But look, we didn't really have too much data. We didn't really have any data at all. Really, we didn't. So you can see our top bar was activated charcoal. We had a 3-bar bundle back then. Tea tree and turmeric was doing good. We had rosemary and lavender, and we had lemongrass and patchouli. So this is year 1. Again, guys, this is roughly like a little bit over $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month. Nothing serious. Actually, if you could see the breakdown of the month. So in January 2016, we did 346, then we went to 206, and then March was at 1,000. So this is when we got into the market, the farmer's market. And then it started going up 1,500, 1,600 that month, 1,800, went down to 1,300, 1,000, 1,100. Then this was like our first like fourth quarter Black Friday Cyber Monday. So we did 2,400 in November 2016, and then we ended off the year at 1,400. So, and that wrapped up the whole year of $15,725. So that is year 1 in Urban Eden, and boom, you get to see that. So let's go to the next year of 2017. So just to give you some context before, in November of 2016, Taryn began talking with a subscription box company. She began talking with a subscription box company about putting our product into a subscription box. So this company had like over 3,000 something subscribers in the subscription box, and they wanted our product in there. So I don't know. I will show footage from it right now. So in that footage, we basically got a 4,000 bar order from this company called the Onyx Box. They ordered 4,000 of our activated charcoal bar soaps, and we shipped it to them. Actually, we didn't ship it to them. We drove it to them. We actually documented that whole journey. And what ended up happening was our product got exposed to all of those different people. So what happened was, what we saw was all of these people got our product, and then they end up coming back to our site to order more. And that turned out to be a great thing for us. Even though we didn't make any money on that deal initially, it came in the back end of just getting our brand recognized to so many different people. Because we didn't really have too much data at that time. So you can see for the whole 2017, we did a total sales of $68,881.27, which was a 338% growth from the previous year. This is actually the time where I came in full time. Actually, I was still doing a little bit of side hustles with other things that I was doing, but me and Taryn was both running the business full time here. As you can see, we really didn't make too much money, but this was actually a lot of growth. From 15,000 to 68,000 in a year is amazing growth. So you can see that the online store actually performed way better this year. It got to $40,000, $394. The point of sale, it increased as well. It increased by, I think it was about almost 3 times. So that went up to $22,964. This right here is the recurring. So this is our subscription. So we also implemented subscription, and that added more to it. Draft orders is what we send people, like an invoice and things like that. So you can see I actually take all of this and the online store and combine it for the online store. So the online store roughly did about $46,000 by itself, and then the point of sale. So the online increased dramatically. So what did I do to increase the sales of the online store? I controlled the Instagram more. We posted more. We went live. We had our email list. We were emailing. We did emails. We did not run any ads. We weren't running ads around this time at all. This was all purely organic. And we made sure that we hit up our events, and we did the farmers market as well. So we just combined. So basically what happened was we just collected data from the previous year, and we collected data, and we just kept on hitting our people back up. And as you can see right here, we had almost a 20% returning customer rate. So that was 52% higher than last year. So we had people that was coming back a little bit. You see the average order value went up 18%. It went up to $20. So that could also help you. The number of orders that we got went up 269%. We got way more traffic on our website. It was a lot of good things that were happening. Let's see the breakdown of the monthly breakdown. So January, we started off the year at $1,700. And then we did the $1,686. And then March, we did $1,400. And then we went way up to, not way up, but we went to $2,400. So between March and April is when we did the 4,000 bar order. And then what you'll see is from March to April to May, we increased to $4,000 in the month of May. I will say that is because we increased that much simply because of that subscription box company. So what happened, like I said, people got the product, they liked it, they went straight back to our website and they ordered product. Then the next month, we went to $7,000. I remember specifically more people ordering from that subscription box company. And then also we were doing a lot more events. The events were heating up in the middle of summer. July was a $6,800 month. So that did good. We dipped down a little bit to $4,500, and then we came back up to $5,500 in September. And then October, we did a $10,000 month right there. That was our first $10,000 month, which came in October 2017. We did $10,992. Why did that happen? So I don't know if you guys remember, around October 2017 was the Dove incident. And the Dove incident, what happened with the Dove incident? I don't know if you guys remember, Dove had put out a racist ad. They put out a racist ad, and in that racist ad, it just really offended like a lot of black people. So everyone was looking for black-owned soap companies. So around that time, because me and Taryn had been pushing our urban eating so much, and we did a lot of live, we did a lot of documenting. This was after our whole 4,000 bar order, which I forgot to mention. We raised the money for that 4,000 bar order. We did a whole campaign, which spread a lot of awareness. We raised $4,000 in 2 days that year to get that soap order to California. So we did a lot of marketing, a lot of organic marketing that year. So once that Dove thing happened in October, we started to have a good amount of people start to know about us. So what happened, which you can see in the numbers, and actually right there, October, $10,992. And then you'll see in our traffic right here, October 2017, you see this spike right here in this traffic. That's what that is. That is that spike. That's when that Dove incident happened. We had kind of went viral a little bit. Like I think we had a day where we did around like $1,800 just in one day that month. I think we'd end up doing like $3,000 in 2 days, $3,000 or $4,000 in like 2 to 3 days in that month. So that's what created the spike. And we kind of rode that wave into the next month, and we ended up doing $13,000 in November 2017, and then we ended the year at $9,000 in December 2017. So that fourth quarter of 2017 really showed me that, okay, next year was going to be a great year. We really are going to hit the ground running. I think we ended up doing like $30,000, and we ended up doing $30,000 in the fourth quarter in Q4 of 2017. So I was just like, okay, if we can have that same momentum, you know, in 2018, then like we're gonna hit well over six figures. You know, I projected that we was gonna hit well over six figures that year. Our conversion rate was 5.73%. That's like unheard of in e-commerce if you're getting that high of a conversion rate. But again, our traffic wasn't super high. We still got 26,000 sessions like all year, 22,000 visitors. At the time, I thought that was amazing, man. Like at this time, in my mind, at this time, it was just like, wow, I took a company from 15,000 to 68,000. So I 4X the company. So I was impressed. Like I was happy. I thought this was a lot. Me and Taryn was really working hard around this time. There was a lot of good things that was going on. And we were happy, man. We were genuinely happy. Me and Taryn, we were living on our own, actually. We were living in our house in Riverdale. So let's get to the next year. So 2018. Let me actually stop. 2018. Let's get to 2018. Let's just see what happened in that year for Urban Eden. So 2018. Let's see what happened. So we grew 58%. So we grew from we went to $108,000 that year. So you'll probably say to yourself, "Oh, okay, that's a great year. That's a great year." And we grew. We did grow. I'm actually, this to me, out of all of our years, I think this was our worst year. And you'll probably say, "Well, Quinn, why was this your worst year?" I say this was our worst year because this year 2018 taught me that personal expenses will really derail a business. This is why I'm always talking about decreasing your expenses, because this was the year we actually moved back to my mom's house and towards the end of the year. And personal expenses was just really just taking over the business. Like we were supposed to grow way more. Like if we grew 4X from 15,000 to 68,000, then why didn't we grow from 68,000 to 200,000? And I think the reason why was because personal expenses and some bonehead things that we did. We actually ended up teaming up with a friend of ours, and we got a WeWork space. And that WeWork space was a waste of money. We were spending like $800-900 a month on a space that we didn't barely use. We thought we were going to use it for like pickup orders. It just wasn't. It wasn't a good decision. It was a dumb decision, and I'll be transparent and just say it was a dumb decision, and that actually made the business suffer. And this is, like I said, this is when I learned that your personal expenses will eat a business up. But I said all of that to say we still increased and we still grew despite all of that. We grew in traffic by 43%. Returning customers grew by 74%. So you can see that 34% of our customers were returning customers. That's a strong percentage. A third of our customers came back. That was very strong. And that's what made our sales kind of grow. As you can see, we grew in our online store. I think one of the reasons why we didn't grow as well is our in-person sales didn't really grow much. It only grew by 5%. So it barely grew. Our online store really grew, but the point of sale didn't really grow. So that also hurt us, which what I'll say is this is where I will talk about the farmer's market. So the farmer's market really honestly, and this is why we kind of don't do it anymore, it stopped growing. It honestly stopped growing. And I think the reason why is because our society is shifting to more of a digital platform. We're shifting to the digital platforms. People are ordering more online. Like the farmers markets, you know, people do go. People love to go. People go. But people sometimes like to go to just be outside and just be in the element and go get some cooked food out there and just chill. And that's what I was seeing at the farmers market. And as you can see, the farmers market we didn't grow. We didn't grow at all. The amount of orders that we got only grew by 9%. But our AOV increased, meaning our average order value increased by 45%. So basically, we did about the same thing that we did. So 2017 and 2018 were very similar years. We did the same amount of orders just about, but the amount of money that people were spending went up and increased. So I think that was a good thing. I think what ended up happening, we introduced more products. We had our 5 for $25 bundle. I think we introduced body butter that year. So I think that actually helped. Our conversion rate was still pretty high, even though it said it went down by 9%. It says a sales attributed to marketing. I think this was our email list. So I did a lot more emailing. I was using MailChimp. I wish I could show you guys our email list. But what I'll do is I'll do a separate video to kind of show you the progression of our email marketing and how that has progressed. But you'll see that our sales source, Instagram went up by 132%. Facebook kind of went down, it says right here. Traffic, we were writing blogs. The blogs were doing really well. You can see this one went up by 2,200%. That's a lot. But yeah, this all in all, I mean, from we should have grown a lot more this year. I don't know. We should have grown a lot more, and I'm just glad I'm showing you all this so that you can see that even despite all the negative things that I'm saying that happened, we still grew. Like, we still implemented things that still allowed us to grow. And these are some of the things that will just happen in business to you. Like, you will have years where you might not grow as much as you think, but as long as you can kind of like go back and explain why and understand why. And this is why I'm always big on data, because what I'm showing you guys here is I'm showing you data, and it's allowing you to like see, and I'm telling you the backstory, and you can explain like what happened. Actually, let me show you the month by month. So January 2018, we started off the year $8,000. The next month we did $10,700. Then after that we did $10,400. So we started off that Q1 for our year in 2018 started off amazing. So I thought that with those first 2 months we went 8,000, then 10,000, 10,000. I thought that okay, we were going to be hitting 10,000 months here on out. Like, we're going to be just hitting the ground running. But the next month we dipped down to 6,000. Then we went up to 9,000. Then we went up to 9,900, 8,600, 9,900, 8,400, $7,000. So we dipped from the previous year. So in 2017 we did $10,000, but in 2018 we did 7,000. And like I told you, the reason why was because that Dove incident happened that previous year. But we still should have grown, but we didn't. We did 12,000. We did less. So our fourth quarter for 2018 was weaker than our fourth quarter for 2017. So that's why I felt like that was a failed year. That's why I feel like it was a failed year, because I'm like, wow, Q4 of 2017 was better than Q4 of 2018. But I will say that I mean, overall we had a better year, but we should have did better. We should have at least, at the very minimum, did like 150,000. Like, we should have did that. But hey, that's what happened. So, but I'm glad I'm here to tell you all. Now we're finished up 2018. Let's dive into 2019. So 2019 is just last year. It's just last year. And let's see what we did. So a lot of things happened this year, and I can explain a lot of what happened last year in 2019. So let's say in 2018, in September, we end up moving out of our house, and we moved back with my mom. So my landlord wanted to move back into her house, and we had to find another spot to live at in like 3 weeks. She at first said that we could like stay there, and we was going to re-sign the lease, but all of a sudden she was like, I want to move back. So we had to find a place to live within like 3 weeks. Couldn't find it. My mom was like, just move back here. So we had to move our whole business from our house to my mom's house. So I had to live in the basement, and our business was in a garage that was like 350 square feet. Like, it was a struggle. But fast forward to 2019, in January, we end up, hold on. So fast forward to 2019 in January. So around that time in January, we were looking for, so I told you guys we were in the garage producing 350 square feet. So in January, we ended up finding our first brick and mortar. So we ended up finding a space that was 1,000 square feet. We were basically be able to sell in the front of that store 300 square feet, and the remaining 700 square feet in the back would be for production. This was a huge step up from that little garage to that space. So that's where we end up moving in January. And then, so to break down these sales, The online store ended up doing $165,000 that year, up 129%. For the whole year, we were up 142% from the previous year. Because you saw that the previous year in 2018, we did 108,000. Traffic, we were up 155%. Returning customer is around the same thing. We did 128% more in orders. Average order value went up by 6%. Even the in-person went up by 234%. Wow. So as you can see, by us having that brick and mortar, we did $80,000 in person that year. So that's actually really good. That actually was really good to me. Like in 2019 to do $80,000 just in person. So that means we almost did a 6-figure year just in person, not to mention our online. So you see, we had $263,000 and $611.18 for 2019. Also, another thing that happened, shout out to my guy Isaiah. My guy Isaiah actually was a strategist. He helped us out probably like in the summer, and he really helped us to really strategize and to really hone in on our content. We were doing a lot of we document. We do nothing. We do all document. We document. That's our philosophy. But he got us more into like talk more about the product and do more videos on the product, sell the product. 'Cause we were like just jab. We were doing no type of like right hooks really. So he really got us into the mode of like do a little bit more right hooks because you guys honestly like you deserve to be able to do some right hooks. You know what I'm saying? Because we were just organically growing. And we still really weren't running ads. We ran ads. I'll tell you when I ran ads. I ran ads around the grand opening. So let's break down the month by month right here. So right here, January 2019, we started off with $9,000. February 2019, $9,000. March, we did $14,000. This is right before the grand opening. And in the grand opening, we had our $22,000, $777. So we did a $22,000 month. That was our highest month ever. And that was because of the grand opening. The grand opening of our store, we ended up doing like $6,000 on the first day it opened. Was really good. Then the next month we dipped down to 14,000, and the reason why we dipped down is because of that grand opening was really grand and it really boosted sales. And then 17,000 in June, we did 22,000 in July. We did 31,000 in August. So we had our first $30,000 month in August 2019. I think we ran a sale around that time, and the sale did really well. We did 22,000 in September. We did 28,000 in October. We ended up doing $37,000, $37,900 in 2019 of November, and then we ended off the year with 33,000. So we ended up doing $100,000. We had our first $100,000 quarter in 2019. So $100,000 out of the 263. So we did all that in 3 months. So then that let me know that, okay, 2020 is going to be a good year because if we did $100,000 in the fourth quarter, then, and I knew our projection for 2020 was 600,000. We were like, yo, we're going to project to do 600,000 next year. We're going to do good. We did 100,000 in the quarter. We hitting the ground running. We still had a high conversion rate of 4.8. That's really good still. We really like leveled up that year. Like this is the type of, so this year in 2019, we should have had this year last year. But you know, everything happens in its time. This is where patience really comes in. Like you got to be patient. You got to continue to collect your data, continue to build your email list, build your phone number list, communicate with those customers, put out that content, produce content. That's all. We stayed true to those principles every single year, and that's what we continue to do. So, like you see, 263. That's what we did. So, let us now look at what we have done this year. Yeah. So we just finished up 2019. Brick and mortar. So let's see what we have did for this year. You know, this year has came with a lot, and let us see. So boom. So the year is not over. You see that this is from January 1st to October 13th, which is today. It's October 23rd today. And as you can see, we have did $1.7 million this year. 873% up from last year. Our traffic is up 1,200%. You'll see that our returning customer rate is down, but that's simply because we have gained a massive amount of customers. Our ALV is up by 38% this year alone. We have had a 600% increase in orders. Our conversion rate is down, but that's because we have way more traffic now. We had a 4%, which is amazing. You'll see that our products have went way up. Body butter is up here. Facial wash is a top product for us. Our sampler pack, stuff attributed to our marketing, which is our email list, this is not accurate. This thing right here is never really accurate. As you can just see, we went way up, but you'll see that the point of sale right here, see this red point of sale has went down. And this is simply because of COVID. COVID honestly made our in-person sales go down because we shut down the store. We grew so much this year that we had to shut down our physical store to just focus on our online store because our online store has went completely nuts. We have pretty much all of our revenue, 1.65, pretty much is generated from our store alone. Man, so why did we grow almost 900%? Well, this is where I'm going to really break down why we have experienced growth. Honestly, we're going to end the year between 2.7. We're probably going to end the year between 2.5 and 3 million. Our goal is to hit 3 million. This month, actually, let me show you where we are this month. Month to date right now, we are at 180 something thousand. So we'll end the month off at 400 something thousand. So we will end this year off definitely more than 2.5, more than 2.6. So that means that we will have 10x'd from the year previous. So from 2019 to 2020, we 10x'd. This is the reason why this happened. Starting off in January, let's actually break down the year by the month by month so you guys can see. So we started off the year pretty strong. As you can see, we started off the year at $31,000 in January. That's a lot to me. In the beginning of this year, we were doing $31,000 a month. As you can see all through our previous years, $31,000 in a month is a lot. It was a lot to me. I was impressed. My team was impressed. My people that were working with me, as far as my guys that was running ads, we were all extremely happy. February, we went to 38,000. So we grew 30% from January to February. And we just knew that, it's about to ramp up. So this is also the first year that we really committed to a budget with ads. We had never committed to a budget with ads. So this year was our first year that we were like, okay, we're going to have a ad budget. We're going to commit to it every single month. We started off in January spending $2,000 in ad spend, and we gradually increased every single month. And I'll talk about a little bit more about how much we increased it every single month. So March, we went to 63,000. So we honestly almost doubled. We actually doubled from January to March to $63,000. Why did this happen? Because of the ad spend. Also, COVID hit. COVID really boosted our business. COVID, really, I think, gave a lot of people the awareness of taking care of themselves, cleaning, and we sell soap. We sell an essential. And we also stayed open during the whole entire time of COVID. So we didn't have to shut down, which was huge. The next month, we did 110,000. So then we had our first six-figure month of 110,000. And that was in April. So what was crazy about that is just even now, that seems so little compared to what we're doing now. It's mind-blowing because I just showed y'all month to date. It's October 13th, and we're at 180,000. And you see, just for the month of April, we did 110,000. In May, we did $228,000. Wow. And that's actually the month where we dropped our brand story video. We actually did a couple PR things. One, we got into this article that described how we grew during COVID, which we put money behind that in ads as well. And that boosted a lot of our, actually, we didn't put ads behind that. This was a PR thing that we paid $200 for. And it got us our first $10,000 day. I think we ended up having our first $10,000 day. First $10,000 day. And that only cost $200 that we spent, not to mention the ad spend that we had as well. And our peak of this year was June. We did $325,000. Like, man, if you would have told me 5 years ago that we would have a month where we would do over $325,000, I would look at you like you are like, what are you smoking? Like, I had never in my life had heard of anyone doing $300,000 selling soap. And then the next month we ended up doing 278,000. In August we did 215. So you see that we kind of tailed off a little bit. We started to come down because through all of this, where we were so, when I say we were so backed up, and I think this actually gives you context, man. Like 42,000 orders we had this year, 607% increase. Like that lets you know that we experienced massive growth. So it was a lot of learning, a lot of hiring. We went from at the beginning of the year, we had like 2 employees to now we have like 25 plus employees now. Like we was a lot of training, a lot of hiring, a lot of firing. It was a lot, and we almost drowned. Like so many people told us to shut down our store. I wanted to shut down our store. I never did. This year was a lot, but I'm glad I'm able to like survive through it and just tell you all like what the hell happened. So let's look. September, which was last month, we did 233,000. So as you can see, 215, 233, these are honestly now like slow months for us now. These are like low months for us, slow months for us now, because this month we're at 181,000. We're not even halfway through the month. We'll get to 400,000. So we'll get to at another new high. And then in November, we got Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We project to do, $500,000, $600,000 month. And then December, we expect to do the same thing because it's the holiday time. Holiday time, you do a lot more volume. You run sales. We hardly run sales. This month is our customer appreciation month. So we are giving people free shipping. So this is the reason why we have seen an uptick in a lot of volume this month. So as you guys can see, like the progression of our growth, actually there's 2015, we did $777. So as you can see, we did a lot of growth, man. We have experienced a lot of growth. We have grown every single year, and I'm extremely grateful that it has. I think I would say that just to kind of sum everything up as to why we have grown is just consistency. I would say consistency is definitely a big one, meaning put out content, document your content, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're producing lots of content to go with everything. Just document, produce content, guys, produce content. Whatever you are doing, produce content. 2, run ads. You got to run ads. We should have actually been running ads, but as you can see, it takes way longer. And this is what this shows me, that it takes way longer if you're not really running ads. We still would have seen growth because I told you this year, after 2019, we projected to do 600,000. So we still wouldn't have hit 1 million. We actually weren't even projected to do 1 million until 2021, but we actually hit it in 2020. So running ads, that's my lesson, is that run ads. Running ads will speed up your process to get there. It'll speed up everything if you run ads. So run ads, collect your data. I'm gonna say that again. Build your email list. Build your not only build your email list, but build your phone number list. We're now delving into SMS and, like I said, an email. So make sure that you're doing that. Make sure that you are looking at what are your top products. Double down on what's working. Find out what's working and double down on that, and then optimize. Come out with different products. So, for example, if you have a main product, come out with a product that's complementary to it, so that you can go horizontal. Come out with the products that support that product. So, if your average order value is $20 now, and let's just say you have $100, you had 100 orders, and the average order value of that is $20. What can you do to increase your revenue but still do the same amount of orders? Increase your offerings. You know what I'm saying? Bundle your products together. We have experienced that bundling products definitely increases your average order value. So that's the things that we're going to continue to work on. So our plan for 2021 to increase our revenue is to do more distribution. So actually, we do no wholesale. Everything that you saw in this whole presentation was all direct to consumer. So this is the power of direct to consumer, and this is why I talk about direct to consumer. But one of the things that we're going to do for next year is that we're going to add on Amazon as a sales channel. So that will be big. And we're also going to probably delve into a little bit of wholesale a little bit. So that will help us to increase revenue as well. And then also increasing our ad spend as we have done before. So now for next year, I think that we will see more 300, 400, 500. Honestly, we got to hit $1 million month. You know, next year I'm looking at it doing $1 million month, because this year, if I'm gonna do 400, $500,000 months, next year we should be touching almost $1 million in a month. So that's the goal. That's the goal, is to do that, because I want to be a $1 billion company. And remember, guys, we have did all of this really kind of with no kind of outside capital. Really not. Like, we have used things like Kabbage, PayPal, those, and some of that Shopify loans. These things aren't the best loans. They're high interest loans, nothing traditional, no investment from like a outside investor. This is all just get it out the mud, growing, starting small and just growing. And that's what happens if you just start small and just grow. In 60 months, like, you don't know what can happen in 60 months. And I say 60 months because this has happened all in 5 years. Like, who knows where the next 5 years we're going to be. So like I said, 2021, we project, my guy Isaiah, he's very ambitious. He actually pushes me. He was like, yo, we're going to do 10 million next year. So that's what I'm going to put out there in the universe, that Urban Eden will do $10 million next year. We're going to finish this year with 3, and then next year we're going to do 10 million. So you see, we got a lot of work to do, and I'm glad you all have decided to watch this video. Definitely comment below if you guys have any comments, any feedback. Tell us about your experiences. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hope to see you guys for the next one. Peace.